All right, Steelers fans, what's going on? We are back with another Steelers OTAs and training camps video. In this video, we're going to be talking about some potential new playmakers who are going to be joining the team. So if you guys are Steelers fans or you enjoy NFL content in general, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. Shout out to all of the, the late night audience because I'm going to be uploading this pretty late, probably hitting the streets at like maybe 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I'm going to just upload it. I'm going to just say fucking and upload it. And also, going back to my last video, because I feel like I keep doing this where like I refer back to the last one. The audio, it was super fucked up. I'm hoping in this one it's not as fucked up. I changed some settings on my mic because I went back and watched it and it was like, damn, that's so shitty how bad this audio is, right? But if you watched it, it was like 25 minutes, so I wasn't going to let that go. But if the audio was so bad, too long, didn't watch points of the last video, I want us to sign Aaron Rodgers or I want us to not sign Aaron Rodgers. I want us to just have a conclusion to the story, and I want us to re-sign TJ Watt because not re-signing TJ Watt, to me, is crazy, right? But it's maybe even something crazier than not re-signing TJ Watt is the Steelers and Dolphins are talking about a trade potentially for tight end Jonnu Smith. And if you guys don't know Jonnu Smith, he had a pretty good year on the Dolphins last season, right? And the real crux of it, the real like key factor to it all is our offensive coordinator is Big Arthur Smith, right? And Arthur Smith, if there's one thing Arthur Smith loves, it is tight ends who can fucking hoop, right? It is tight ends who can just go out there, make a catch, go out there, maybe even get some carries, go out there, block, go out there and just be playmakers for the team. And I believe they were together in Tennessee. If I'm tripping about that, let me know down in the comments below. But yes, I believe they played together in Tennessee. Arthur Smith, was coaching him up, and Jonnu Smith, he played all right there. But last year on the Dolphins, he was hooping, right? Like, shout out to Rick. Jonnu Smith was like the only one out there really doing shit for him, and he's trying to get a new deal. I would be with this move, though. I'm not going to lie. I would be with this move if we didn't already have Pat Freiermuth and if we didn't already have Darnell Washington, right? And I know what you're thinking out there. A lot of people, were fans of Darnell Washington in the whole blocking sense, but as an offensive contributing playmaking weapon, he hasn't been that. I believe, and a lot of people out there believe, I believe he really can become that weapon. Like, I think Darnell Washington can really, be a factor, especially in the red zone. And I don't have it up here, but if you've seen, he's dropped like 10 to 15 pounds. Like, apparently this guy is like moving much faster, much quicker than what he was before. And his blocking is still there, right? So maybe he's going to become a real factor in the passing game. And then, of course, there's always Muth, man, and we're big fans of Pat Freiermuth out there. Me, it is what it is, but he does his thing, and like we've been an offense that hasn't really, moved the ball very well, to say the least, and so we can't really judge Muth off of this offense. And even in the offense, he's played okay, right? Like he's been a top 15 to 20 tight end in my opinion, just off of his stats alone. Now, Big Truz and Steelers vibes and Muth every time he gets a first down, we're looking at him as like a top 5, top 10 tight end in the league. And so to add Jonnu Smith, I don't think necessarily, takes us over the top, nor do I think it necessarily makes the most sense. I don't even know what a trade for Smith would look like because, are we going to have Muth, Washington, and Smith? Like, to me, that's a little nuts. But I also... This might be crazy. This might be a hot take, man. Let me know down in the comments below. But if we're going to get rid of one tight end and like the guy we're bringing in is Jonnu Smith, I think we got to get rid of Muth, man. I'm not going to lie. Like, I just don't want to lose Darnell Washington, guys. Before, I'll be honest. Like, George Pickens, we traded him, and, like, we know he's going to go out there and be a hooper. We've lost all of these players, and, like, sometimes they go to new teams and they hoop. Sometimes they go to new teams and, like, they don't hoop. But I don't want us to get rid of Darnell Washington and he gets to, like, reach that full potential on some other team because he is going to be a beast. He is going to be a problem. It is just about getting him the reps. It is just about getting him the NFL experience and getting him the snaps necessary for him to learn, how fast the game is in terms of catching the ball and like going out for routes and shit. He's already damn near an offensive tackle at the tight end position already. His first game of the year, his first game of his career, he was going toe-to-toe with who do we play? He was going toe-to-toe with like a Bosa out there against the San Francisco 49ers. That was his very first game in the NFL. So like Darnell came in really, really blocking and shit, right? And so I just don't want another team to be able to like post these Darnell Washington touchdowns of him just, getting like 10 to 12 touchdowns a year, him spiking it, him doing goal line fades against like some 5'5" cornerback or some shit, or like some slow ass linebacker, because now he's routing them up, he's dotting them up, like I don't want any other team to be able to do that besides the Pittsburgh Steelers. And so with that said, if we have to lose a tight end in this trade, to me, it's gotta be Muth, man. And we're at the point where Muth is like one of our veterans right now. Maybe he's good for the locker room. I know he's got a podcast. I'm not on here advocating to trade Pat Freiermuth. I'm just saying if we're going to lose a tight end for Jonnu Smith, then it might as well be Muth. But personally, if it's between all three of them, I'd rather just keep the tight ends that we have in Muth and in Washington, and maybe even Connor Hayward. And we had Donald, I think what was his name, Donald Farham or something like that from the Chargers, but he ended up getting hurt, and we're not going to have him for the whole year. So like I'd rather roll with the tight end room that we have, especially because I believe Smith is going to warrant a new deal, right? Like he wants a new contract too, like as soon as he gets there. And so, that's a little spooky as well. But if we are going to lose a tight end, it might as well be Muth, man. But that's just my thoughts about it. If we get Jonnu Smith, does that make us better? Yes. I think that makes us better. Do we need Jonnu Smith? Low key with how people talk about our offense, when we look at our weapons, we can use all the help we can get. So not only are we looking at Jonnu Smith, but we're also looking at a guy like Gabe Davis, man, because he is visiting the Steelers tomorrow. And honestly, this like meme kind of had me weak. It's like, this is how I feel about the Gabe Davis visiting the Steelers this week, low key. And we got Gabe Davis, Van Jefferson, Miles Boykin, Darius Hayward-Bay, Allen Robinson, Mike Williams, Robert Woods. It's all the same player. It's all the same person. Now, if you guys remember, Gabe Davis definitely got us for like 2 crazy-ass touchdowns. He definitely got us for a 98-yard bomb. He definitely was a hooper on the Bills. I don't think he had the craziest year in Jacksonville. Maybe he was hurt, maybe he was. I think he did get hurt, and like it's pending a physical, and so we'll have to see about Gabe Davis, right? But, does it move the needle for me? Does getting Gabe Davis along with DK Metcalf and Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson move the needle for me? Yeah, it kind of does. I'm going to tip my cap to Gabe Davis. It does move the needle for me because that is a solid wide receiver room in a way. The asterisk of it all is the quarterback position. The asterisk of it all is like, hey, Isaiah, stop being happy about the Steelers because Mike Tomlin's still the coach and we don't have a quarterback. So I know you guys can boo, you guys can throw tomatoes. It won't even matter. But like, if you get your head out of like, negativity land, if you just, kind of just stay forward and look at the move itself, why not? Like at this point, literally, why not? Why not go out and get Gabe Davis? Why not go get Aaron Rodgers? Why not go get any one of these players? Like we can go get Van Jefferson back, Allen Robinson back, Mike Williams back, any one of these people. We can go get him back. Like might as well go out and get Eli Rogers back. Like at this point, if we need a wide receiver this bad and we just don't believe in Roman Wilson, we just don't believe in Calvin Austin, like we just don't think that they're ready to really step up. And personally, there's a guy, Rock Taylor, out there too, who's I think coming back from injury. Obviously, he's a rookie this year, but he got hurt and he's been battling back, and he could become like a real factor for the offense too. But this is like an undrafted guy, right? So when you look at the wide receiver room, regardless of if you think Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson are going to step up, regardless of that, we need a little bit more depth anyway. And so getting Gabe Davis, to me, does it, push us over the top or whatever? Because of our quarterback room, I don't, the top is sealed. Like the top is super glued. Don't open until Christmas. Like I saw this has nothing to do with anything, but like somehow I'm gonna relate it back to this. I saw this picture of a Nintendo Switch 2, right? Like it's in stores, but it's not for sale. But like it's literally in stores. Like you can go out and like you can see it in the cage, right? But if you go to ring it up, it won't ring up. Like they'll scan it, they'll be like, oh, let's check out. Like the store worker, they don't really know, it's not supposed to be put out yet. So like they go to ring it out, the computer won't let you because it's sealed. Like we are not dropping this shit until such and such date. That is the Steelers right now with the quarterback room. Like we can have all these pieces. We can have Gabe Davis. We can have this good defense. We can do this. We can do that. But until we get this quarterback shit figured out, the top is sealed. Like that is, we are probably not going to compete, right? But at the same time, that doesn't mean you just, turn your nose up at Gabe Davis, especially when you're a team that's been begging and pleading to get another weapon, to get another wide receiver. He'll likely be pretty cheap. He likely, won't run us a ton of money, right? Like it won't be insane. It may, like why the fuck not? So Gabe Davis coming to the Steelers, I'm with it. Jonnu Smith coming to the Steelers, I'm with that as well. Anybody else? Antonio Brown, do you want to come back? Does anybody want to come back to the Pittsburgh Steelers? Le'Veon Bell, Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, like anybody at this point who can play wide receiver, because apparently we need it, right? And like I said, just it's so hard making these videos right now, guys. I hope you guys can understand. Like, it is so hard being this positive about the team, because I really am positive about the team, but it's like you just remember, like, oh shit, like we don't have a quarterback. Like, we can get excited about it, but it's like, damn, man, Mason Rudolph is going to be throwing the ball. We got to hope that he can hoop. We got to hope Will Howard can hoop. But at the end of the day, you know, we can only go as far as that position is going to take us. And so we can still have positivity. And from camp, the shit that's been coming out from camp, like, you know, guys are hooping. Roman Wilson, I think, to me, has been really showing out. Obviously, Derek Harmon is out there doing his thing, our #1 pick. Yaya Black, I saw some clips of him yesterday. Cole Holcomb is also, like, been back in camp. He's back healthy. He's going to be a real contributing factor for the team this year. And so I am excited about all of the other, you know, exterior positions. But when you circle back to that main topic, that main focus, it's just hard not to get a little upset. But it is what it is. So are we going to get Jonnu Smith? Are we going to get Gabe Davis? We'll probably find out tomorrow. That's why I'm dropping this shit, you know, live at 2 a.m. We're probably going to find out tomorrow if we get these guys. Gabe Davis, he's pulling up to the Steelers. Like, to me, if we're going to sign him, we're going to sign him tomorrow, because, like, why would we let him go if you know, we're trying to get him and he's healthy, passes his physicals? Like, we're probably going to sign Gabe Davis tomorrow if things go well. And so Gabe Davis, potentially, welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jonnu Smith, I think it's like a little bit more far-fetched, but if he's going to be on the Pittsburgh Steelers, hey, man, welcome to the team. Anyways, guys, I think that is going to do it for me for this video. Just, you know, a little bit of a quick one, because I'm still kind of reeling about the one from yesterday. If you guys have a heart, if, like, you know, you can just ignore how bad the audio is, go and check out my last video too on this channel. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys likely tomorrow for more news about the Steelers, for more stuff from OTAs. I'll have some clips up from the practices and whatnot. But anyways, this has been Zaya from Zaya and the Steelers, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.